what's happening, guys? Hope your day's going well. If you're new to the channel, my name is David. This is a Mission to Muscle. Not only is nutrition, recovery, and training super important, but these supplements are as important. The money we spend, understanding them and how they're going to affect you and how they're going to help you with your goals are as important. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel, because we're going to run through this pre-workout here and give you guys an idea on how this thing hits you guys. This is TimeCop version 2 in the house by Apollon Nutrition. So we're going to jump right into this because I got a day to get on with, and I want to really give you guys an idea on how you could actually use this pre-workout, because I've had the luxury of running this at 1 scoop, 3/4 scoop, and a 1/2 scoop, because I've got 2 jobs right now and I'm only getting 4 hours of sleep before one job and then 2 hours of sleep before another job. So I go back to work, 4 hours, go back to work, 2 hours, go back to work. So I'm really conscious about how much caffeine that I'm taking in right now. And my training's kind of like all over the place. So I've had the luxury of running this at different scoopages. So I'll give you guys an idea on how it hits all around as far as a 1/2 scoop, 3/4 scoop, and a full scoop. So jumping right into the ingredients, we're going to go and put it in front of me. First, you know what? First I want to get the flavor out of here. This is a pineapple, passion fruit, coconut flavor. So this is not a disgusting flavor. Can I zoom in? Can you zoom into this? There you go. Right there. This is not a disgusting flavor. This is actually very good. More coconut than anything. It really masks a lot of the ingredients. It's not fantastic, but it is good. This is another flavor, in my opinion, that's not like the tolerable type flavor. This is more of the good flavor. That coconut's actually really good. I taste that more than anything in this is the coconut, and it masks it very, very well. The scoopage is on this. So this is a 1/2 scoop, and this is approximately 3.5 grams. So they're not saying exactly 13.5 grams. They're just saying approximately 13.5 grams. And then the 1 scoop is approximately 27 grams. Just so you know, a flat level scoop is 30 grams. At least on my scale it is. So you need a scale to actually really work with this to get the exact dosage. But depending on how you want to run this, you can at least eye a 1/2 scoop or eye a 3/4 scoop. And I'll let you guys know how this thing hits. So jumping right into the ingredients, we got the vitamins on the top. We got the B vitamins, the folate, and some sodium. The sodium in here, we're going to go off the full scoop, is 200 milligrams. That's from the pink Himalayan salt. Apollon likes to use pink Himalayan salt for the cell hydration. Also gives you a little bit of electrolytes during your training. So that's where that comes from. And the B vitamins are going to help with energy production by, helping with the breaking down of fats and using as energy and carbohydrates. So jumping right into the good stuff. Right on the top here, we got L-citrulline. That is 8 grams of straight L-citrulline. This is for that vasodilation. This is for pumps, endurance, oxygen delivery to the muscles. Fantastic ingredient to have in a pre-workout. Also has some health benefits with lowering the ammonia that's built up in our body as far as from amino acids and proteins. Then we got beta-alanine at 4 whopping grams. This is a carnosine enhancer. Carnosine enhancer into the muscle, and it helps remove metabolites that build up in the muscle to prevent, that actually cause fatigue and cause the kind of like dying down of your energy production during training. So this helps move and remove those metabolites out so you get more reps, more sets in the gym. This also causes the pins, needles, itching, scratching, whatever you're going to get. Then we got L-tyrosine at 3 whopping grams. It's going to help with noradrenaline and dopamine increasing for cognitive function under stressful conditions. So fantastic ingredient to have in a pre-workout. It's a good dose there. Then we got betaine anhydrous at 2.5 grams. This is for cellular hydration. This is for power output in the gym. And this has a lot of health benefits with keeping the body in the homocysteine levels down in the body for health. Also helps with liver enzymes. So very, very good ingredient. Then we got agmatine sulfate at 1.5 grams. This is a vasodilator, and this controls eNOS, nNOS, and iNOS. So it elevates endothelial NOS for vasodilation and relaxing of the blood vessels. And then it lowers iNOS and nNOS, neuroNOS, that can cause actually problems with actually brain function and inflammation. So very, very good ingredient to have in here. Lion's mane at 1 whopping gram. This is a brain-derived nootropic protein increaser. So this helps with focus and concentration, memory, because it increases that brain-derived protein in the brain that helps replenish neurons, rebuild neurons, and keep them functioning and firing properly. Very good ingredient. Then we got Alpha GPC at a whopping 8 grams. It's going to help with exercise endurance, growth hormone increase, natural growth hormone increase, and cognitive function and focus because it increases acetylcholine in the brain for some good thought processes and memory there. Then we got phenethylamine HCl at 750 milligrams. So this is going to increase cognitive function, focus, and mood by increasing dopamine, attaches to the TAR1, TAR2 receptors, dopamine and noradrenaline, and a little bit of serotonin until it's cleaved off by monoamine oxidase in the brain. So it's a very short-lived PEA, usually lasts, unless you have some inhibitors, some Mayo inhibitors on this, it usually lasts about 20 minutes. So we'll get into the Mayo inhibitors because they're coming up. Then we got Vasodrive AP, 508 milligrams. This also causes vasodilation and pump effects for blood flow and oxygen delivery during your training by relaxing the blood vessels. Also has some blood vessel health benefits to it as well with the endothelial tissue. Then we got theobromine at 500 milligrams. This is an adenosine blocker. So this blocks adenosine on adenosine receptors just like caffeine. This also increases, just like caffeine, the calcium release in the muscles for contractions, helps with vasodilation, and is a diuretic. So fantastic ingredient, good dose. Then we got pink Himalayan salt at 500 milligrams. It's for some cell hydration, a little bit of electrolytes. Then we got caffeine anhydrous, 400 whopping milligrams. Adenosine blocker, blocks the receptors, takes the grogginess away, and helps with calcium release in the muscles for contractions. Love caffeine. Then we got rhodiogenesis at 400 milligrams. This is got a PEA backbone. This acts just like phenethylamine, but lasts a lot longer. Half-life probably about an hour and a half. And this is going to increase noradrenaline, dopamine, and serotonin by attaching to the TAR1, TAR2 receptors. And it helps fight off monoamine oxidase, because it's got some extra molecules to it where it's harder for monoamine to cleave it off of the receptor there. So it lasts a lot longer with some good effects. Then we got rhodiola rosea extract, 300 milligrams. This is an adaptogen, which helps with fatigue during training, helps you last a little longer, helps with fatigue in the brain because this is a monoamine oxidase inhibitor, and it helps kind of keep noradrenaline and dopamine elevated in the brain, especially when the PEAs kick in and stuff like that. So it's got some really good effects, just so you guys know, on its own for like depression and stuff like that. They've done some studies on it. Then we got dicaffeine malate at 200 milligrams. This is a slow-acting caffeine. 40% of this, which is going to 200 milligrams, 150 milligrams, so 40% of that is going to drop in about an hour, and the other 60% is going to last with you for a good 4 to 6 hours to help you come off of the pre-workout. So you're going to be training on about, I'd say, 450 milligrams of caffeine, maybe a little bit more, and then the rest is going to kind of taper off for 4 to 6 hours. Then we got coffee berry at 100 milligrams. It's going to help with brain-derived nootropic factor in the brain, which is a protein that's released in the brain to help with the replenishing of neurons and the firing of neurons and the rebuilding of neurons to help with memory, focus, and cognitive function. And then we have some estrogen to bring it all together ingredient at 50 milligrams. And then we got some Noopept, one of my favorite ingredients, just for cognitive function and focus because it increases alpha brainwaves and beta brainwaves, which is going to help get into that flow state, the dialed in, concentrated, in the zone type state. This also increases nerve growth factor and brain derived factor proteins, which helps with the replenishment of neurons and the firing of neurons and the rebuilding of neurons in the brain for memory, learning, and focus as well. Then we got some alpha yohimbe, 90%, 1.5 milligrams. This is an alpha 2 beta receptor. So in our fat cells, we have alpha 2 receptors. We have beta receptors. And the alpha 2 receptors in the fat cells want to bring fat in and hold fat. This is an agonist and actually causes those alpha 2 receptors to, instead of hold the fat, release the fat. So we're going to get some fatty acids in the blood for some energy that we can use, some weight loss benefits. And in turn, when it does that, it manipulates the alpha 2 receptors. It causes the central nervous system to spike in adrenaline from the central nervous system for some energy. A nice little kick there. So, TimeCop version 2 by Apollon Nutrition. How did it do? So you're going to first take the scoop. So like I said, I've taken this at all different levels. I'm going to explain the one scoop, tell you at the end which one I like the best, because I did the half scoop, 3/4 scoop, and the 1 scoop. And just remember that at the 1 scoop that I'm going to explain, the other ones are just dialed down. I mean, they're just as good, just everything is dialed down a notch a little bit of a notch either way, and I'll tell you which one I like at the end. So at the 1 scoop, you're going to take the 1 scoop, and the beta-alanine is going to kick in about 8 minutes, and it's a medium high kick, and it lasts for a good half an hour, and that lasts on all the different scoopages, the half scoop, 3/4, and 1 scoop for about a half an hour, and it comes in good on all the scoops. Even the half scoop, I was like, there's 2 grams in this. This thing kicks in quick, and it kicks in nice. I'm already feeling it, it's just not as high. So 1 scoop, like I said, it's medium high, then you kind of drop down a little bit, and then the half scoop's about a medium as far as a kick there. And it, like I said, lasts about a half an hour. Focus and energy drop in about 15 minutes. This PEA kicks, and it drops in. You're just like sitting there, and all of a sudden, there's some good feelings about this that I really like. I really love this pre-workout, and the way it comes in, the way it drops again at about 45 minutes, and then the way it comes off. So I'm going to explain this to you real quick. So at 15 minutes, it drops in cognitive function, focus, tad bit of energy with the mood. So your mood is good. You listen to music, and you're just like, yeah, you're feeling good. You're coming into the zone. It kicks in at 1 scoop, and I'd say in about 20 minutes, it's like you're in kind of this nootropic bubble right at 1 scoop, just like right on the line. I mean, dude, you're in your head. That's 20 minutes in. This all comes together about 40 minutes. And what happens is you feel good. You're in this focus. You're feeling good. No craziness, no jittering, no nothing at all. No crazy heartbeat or anything like that. No central nervous system like craziness or anything. You feel good. You're feeling the music to like about 30, 35, 40 minutes. Then all of a sudden the mood changes. So everything drops in, and the mood changes only because you become so dialed in, so focused on your training, that the mood trains and puts you into that mindset of getting shit done. Like you're in the gym and you're focusing on the reps and the sets, and you get some nice contraction because that cognitive function is almost that nootropic bubble there. You got the mood that just kind of gets you in there. You're not worried about that feeling of dancing anymore. You're dancing with the weights. You're like just grabbing them and pounding them out. Each set, each rep. Super, super nice. And then what happens is on the mood, it's like after about an hour and a half when the focus starts to dial down, and it dials down off of the 1 scoop, the 3/4 scoop, and the half scoop, about an hour and a half at the 1 scoop, an hour and a half for sure. And then the mood comes back that you experienced right when it drops in. So you're left with you come out of that kind of gym mode, getting shit done type feeling, into okay, I feel good now. And you dial down off of this thing real good. 1 scoop, you're gonna feel it for about 5 hours. The cognitive function and the energy and the focus is going to stick with you, but it's dialing down for about 5-6 hours. And then, of course, 3/4 scoop and half scoop is just a little bit less. So I think half scoop was 4 hours there, and it's just not as strong. Pumps on this thing. Pumps come in because you're so dialed in the flow state, and you're so focused on each contraction that the pumps are actually really, really good on this thing. I mean, you're going to come out with some nice tight pumps with some vasodilation for sure on this thing. It really hits at all the different scoopages. So at the half scoop, 3/4, and the full scoop, they're all dialed in. Your contractions, your training is going to be dialed in at all different levels. Like I said, it's just more at the 1 scoop than the half scoop, and you're going to have some nice tight pumps and some vasodilation. Energy is medium high, but you don't feel the medium high all the way from half scoop to 1 scoop. It's just a smooth kick of energy. Like I said, nothing crazy. It's more nootropic than anything, with some physical energy behind. When the mood kind of dials you in, you just get into the workout and get in the training, you're dialed in, and then it's just smooth. It's a smooth all the way through with, like I said, physical and non-physical energy. Very, very good ride. I really enjoyed jumping into a time warp there with TimeCop. Became a TimeCop. So this is Dave. I'm going to finish up the review now. This was Apollon Nutrition's TimeCop version 2. Let's focus in here so you guys can see it. I'll put some links down below with some discount codes if you guys want to purchase this and give this a try. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. You know I'm going to answer them. Other than that, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. It does help the channel and helps these information get out to anybody searching for information on this pre-workout. Other than that, I am getting on with the rest of my day. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review and I explained it enough for you guys. But I'm going to go enjoy the rest of the ride here. It was a full scooper today. So I'll be flying high for another 3 or 4 hours. You guys have a great one. We'll see you next time on the channel.